sister kicked me out of the house she inherited to live with her boyfriend, and now that I've discovered the house was only given to me, she's begging me not to evict her. Since our parents passed away, Anna, my older sister, was all I had. When they passed, I was still a minor and was sick on the day the estate was divided, so Anna went alone to the reading of the will. When she returned, she told me that she had inherited the house but would let me live there as a family. I had no reason to doubt her, and I never thought my own sister, who had never done anything like this before, could lie to me about something so important. She also gave me the money portion of the inheritance, so again, I didn't think she could be lying about the house. We lived together in the house, and for a while, things were fine. I was in college, and Anna had a stable job. Everything changed when Carlos, her boyfriend, came into the picture. At first, he seemed like a nice guy, but he soon showed strange behaviors, especially towards Anna, and constantly tried to boss me around as if I were his child or something. I always made it clear that his orders meant nothing to me, which created a bit of tension between us. The situation worsened when, years later, Anna called me for a serious conversation. She said that Carlos was moving into the house and that they needed more space and privacy. I thought she was going to say I should be careful when entering her room now or something like that because they might be together, but no, she said that to achieve this privacy and space, I had to leave. I was in shock. That was my house too, the place where we grew up. I tried to argue, but Anna was adamant. She said it was for the sake of our relationship and that I should understand. With no other option, I moved in with a friend while trying to balance college and a job to pay my bills. In the following months, my life turned upside down. I was struggling to stay financially afloat while Anna and Carlos lived comfortably in the house that, as far as I knew, was hers. I heard from friends that they were renovating the house, spending the money our parents left us. Each account of the changes to the house felt like a stab in the heart. I felt betrayed and helpless. However, one day, I met the family lawyer at my college. I study law, and he was invited there as a guest lecturer to talk about one of his new articles. He had always been close to us, so he recognized me and came over to talk. During our conversation, he told me something I never expected. I mentioned the situation with my sister, and he was confused, asking why I had given up my house to her. I told him that although it was the house where I lived, it was left an unexpected message. It was Larissa. She said she was sorry, that her plan had been foolish, and that she had nowhere to go. She was out of money, without a home, and desperate. She pleaded for my forgiveness and asked me to take her back. She said she was staying with a friend but realized she was bothering him. I confessed that the message affected me. As much as I wanted to ignore it, part of me still had feelings for her. I decided to meet her to hear what she had to say. We arranged to meet at a cafe, and when she arrived, she started crying, apologizing, and saying she had made the biggest mistake of her life. She told me how she realized that I had always treated her well and that she was foolish for wanting to live recklessly, and how she had been living in misery since then. She asked for a second chance, promising that she would change and that everything would be different. She seemed genuinely sorry, but I knew I couldn't trust her again, and that the only reason for her regret was because she had been caught. I looked her straight in the eyes and said that I didn't forgive her and couldn't forget what she did. I explained that the only reason she was even there in front of me asking for forgiveness was out of shame for her plan failing and the desire to live comfortably again, not because she loved me. I told her our relationship was over. She continued to beg, but I remained firm. I left the cafe feeling a mix of relief and sadness. It was painful to see someone I loved destroy themselves like that, but I knew it was the right thing to do. I continued my life, focusing on my goals and recovering from the betrayal. In the following days, I concentrated on rebuilding my routine and emotional balance. I started going to the gym, resumed hobbies I had neglected, and reconnected with friends. Life moved on, and slowly, I improved with the help of a therapist. Then, one Friday night, while having coffee at home, I received an unexpected call. It was from an unknown number. I answered, and to my surprise, it was Larissa again. She said she was in town and desperately needed to talk to me. Again, I know many will think I was foolish for this, but I agreed to see her. I felt that I had already overcome most of what I felt for her, so I was just curious to see what she wanted to talk about. When I arrived, I saw Larissa sitting at a table in the corner, visibly worn out and anxious. I sat down in front of her and waited for her to start talking. She told me that she had tried to rebuild her life elsewhere, but things didn't work out. She said she was sorry and realized how much I meant to her and that she really just wanted another chance, reminding me of how happy our life together was. She cried and begged, saying she would do anything to prove she had changed. I asked her if she was willing to return all the belongings she had taken, which I hadn't seen since the day she fled. In the following days, Larissa started returning the items she had taken. Each box she brought back was a painful reminder, but also a step towards my recovery. It was a long and emotionally exhausting process, but necessary. Time passed, and finally, all the things Larissa had taken were returned. She asked if now, with everything there, I could finally give her another chance since she had proven she had improved. I laughed and told her she hadn't improved at all, and I knew that. I just wanted my things back, and I closed the door. After that, she still tried to contact me several times, called me a liar, then changed her mind and started treating me well again, to the point where I found her crying at my door several times, and I had to call the police to remove her. Now, I have a restraining order against her, stating that she can't come near my house. Honestly, this whole situation is just absurdly stressful, and I don't know what else to do, and I don't know if I did the right thing by not giving her another chance. Honestly, I just feel lost.